What is up, guys? This is Jared Spawner here, and today I'm going to be discussing why I personally do not invest in gold. And there's a few reasons. The most obvious, of course, I'll just say, being that how expensive it is, and honestly, on the budget that I'm stacking right now, I wouldn't be able to get a whole ounce at once. So, the amount of premium I had to pay on it would be a little ridiculous, especially the fractional bullion, maybe coins, that I've seen people had that are like around a quarter ounce. I might pick up one of those someday, but honestly, as of now, I just don't see why I would want to invest in gold anyway. And other than the price being really high, I have a few other reasons. Now, for one, I feel like overall silver has more potential. You look at the ratios of silver to gold prices. You're talking about what? I mean, for every ounce of silver, you could buy about 80 ounce or yeah, no, that's not going to make any sense. For every ounce of gold you could buy 80 ounces of silver. If it was the other way around, that'd be insane. No, but basically, if you want to buy an ounce of gold, then you could buy that same amount of money, 80 ounces of silver. I mean, take a second to think about that. I've talked about it before, but the availability ratio is only 1 to 12. For every ounce of gold, there's only 12 ounces of silver, not 80. So where does that cost come in? And that's honestly from the fact that silver is massively undervalued right now. Not enough people look at silver as a viable source. They think, oh, silver's cheap, and so I don't want to invest in it. I'll invest in gold. It has to be worth more, so when it goes up, I'll make more. And those same people who complain about silver being too cheap for them are the ones keeping it cheap because they're not investing in it. And honestly, I don't mind. Low silver prices means I can buy more silver. I'm not going to be complaining about that at all. But in terms of the two, gold's probably going to go up less than silver in a bubble situation. Like, you look at the past, right? And where silver was around, $55 an ounce or so back in a little before the stock market crash, and gold was at a couple thousand. Gold might have gone up at the very most 2 times in value, while silver went up around 4 times in value, just about. So you think about that, and you think, if I'm stacking for weight, especially, honestly, I'm going to be able to, get a lot more of a profit if the price bubbles. And that's the only time I recommend selling your bullion is when a price bubble happens. Or at least that's the only time I'm going to sell mine. So for me, that means I definitely want to be stacking only silver for that situation. And honestly, it's not like gold coins or something are going to be worth way more than silver coins in terms of numismatic value. In fact, I actually see gold coins going for, around the spot price more than silver ones. Like, I've seen, people who have gold coins from, the 1800s, and it look like they're in really good shape, and then the people will be like, I got this for a round spot, and you can pick these up pretty cheap, you barely go over spot. I'm like, that doesn't make really any sense to me. If, it's so old, as opposed to something silver, where you'd see that same type of coin, only silver, I feel like usually they carry a higher premium on them. That's something that I always wondered about, honestly. Maybe, I don't know, I guess the whole fact about it is that, the amount over premium on gold, or the amount over spot, the amount of premium on gold doesn't look that significant compared to some of silver. Like, on a coin, $20 an ounce over spot for silver, it seems ridiculous, but for gold, it's really not that insane. So maybe, you have to factor that in too. But overall, I feel like silver coins can be more valuable than gold ones, and I feel like there's a wider range to invest in, because not nearly as many coins were made of silver as there were ones made of gold. And there just doesn't seem to be too many key dates or anything with gold ones. It seems like, honestly, that there's much more variety to invest in with silver when you're investing in numismatics. So, that really knocks out numismatics for me, and honestly, I don't see any reason to be investing in gold bullion or, numismatics right now, because honestly, when you look at the two commodities, gold is obviously, the overvalued one, silver is the undervalued one. It definitely should be at a higher price, and gold really does not have as much potential to go up as silver does. And eventually, what's going to happen is people are going to see that, silver has as much, you're going to see how much potential silver has, and that's when the bubble is going to really form, the next one. And it's going to be a lot harder to stack gold, and gold won't be going up as much, so not as many people will be putting money into it. And silver's going to make you a lot more money if you're investing in it, but that's just my thoughts on it. Wow, I didn't expect this video to be so quick, but, it's what it is, and like I said, this is just a kind of a personal thing. You know, this doesn't really need to apply to you if you don't want it to. Like a lot of the advice I give, I would recommend it to others, but this is something that, you know, I wouldn't necessarily recommend to other people just because this is something that I thought about personally. But like I said, let me know your opinions on it in the comment section below, and that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.